Arguments of both sides, and the court said, I am going to grant the motion, but I am going to keep you on probation for another 6 months. We will come back at the end of the year because he has a promotion waiting on him that will significantly change the financial situation for him and his young family. We did everything we were supposed to do. We paid everything. He has been an angel. They randomly UA'd him just a few weeks ago, just to be sure when we came here to court. Nothing had come up. Nothing has come up. He has done everything he has been asked to do. For the probation department to show up again today, after they told him at the 3-year mark that they would agree to it, and then said no, that they would change it, and now they wanted 4 years. And now that we've completed 4 years, just goes to show you how I don't understand how we keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
I think it has everything to do with victims' rights.
Well, Judge,
which is
every case, like this is, but this is an accident.
No, but and you can say it, but it's still, legislature made it a crime.
Well, I don't understand why the court said that we were going to keep him on probation for another 6 months and see how this went. If that, and so here we are.
I really hadn't until just now. I would think all family members of deceased who have lost their loved one forever can't help but think about that every day. Something we don't carry a burden over unless we've got a similar circumstance. But it's called accident, but it is made a felony crime by the legislature. It's a crime, which it's a felony offense. So
it is.
Let me complete. We've got the dynamics between these actions, which cost the life of their loved one, and I think it was whatever punishment. I think the agreement was whatever punishment shall not exceed a cap of 7 years in prison. What? That's what
it was a cap agreement here.
Oh, okay. So prison was an option. Probation was an option under the agreement, under the agreements. And I understand. I weighed those. And how long were you in custody?
About 2 years.
And in a 7-year sentence, a third of that is about now.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, I got 5. So, but a third of that is 1 2/3. Anyway, so he served longer than what would be a third. You said 2 years?
Up about a little less. Yes, sir.
Well, what the family wants is something really at the end of the day the court can't give, and that is the life of their loved one back. How do you do that? You can't. And it's and the worst part is accidents are accidents, but leaving the scene of the accident and not rendering help to someone who's left there on to perish is just not humane. I understand. And all of us have had tragedies of a loved one that we wrestle with what's fair. What do you do to have a sense of justice in all of this? And so you have been placed on. You were sentenced in April of 21. So we're going on 5 years, I think, next year, right?
Correct.
And so you were sentenced, and then you were placed on probation in October of 21, which means uh, uh, that it'll be 6 years. It'll be 5 years in April, correct? From the time you were sentenced and put in prison. But on probations, this court, every one of them are unique and different. From probation, your stance is what?
Keep them on inactive.
Why? Is that in the best interest of all concerned?
For the victim's family.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't have it before me. What the Victims' Rights Act has affirmative rights to the victims. What does it say in this circumstance? So, do we know?
They've had,
I don't have the act in front of me.
their rights are to be notified, to be heard, and, but the decision is still up to the court. They cannot stop or start a plea bargain agreement.
Like Mr. Crenshaw, on representing your defendant, right now he is on, is it an active or an inactive form of probation?
Inactive.
It's inactive.
He's been inactive since
So
the
what-
court came here, since we came to court in May.
What is
The
it
court
about?
said you were going to grant the motion, but you're going to place him on inactive status for 6 months, and we would come back at the end of the year. And we came back last week, and then you said you want to hear from the family, and then we came back to it.
Right. What is it about inactive probation that is interfering with his abilities to make a living?
He the promotion does not allow the felony conviction. He would be enhanced to a supervisor role, and they do not allow the felony conviction. That's why when I filed the motion for early discharge, I requested the provision of judicial clemency, which would in essence have the same legal effect of changing this to a deferred. It would still remain on his record, but it would be the legal consequence of a felony deferred probation, which was originally his goal in this case. And after 2 years in custody and safety and everything else, I was hoping that he had demonstrated over the last 4 years that he has been rehabilitated.
You're asking for termination of the probation as well as clemency.
As well as, in essence, yes, making this into a deferred. And that would allow him to begin the new job.
And the people, the family,
We're totally against both of them.
puts me in an interesting spot, doesn't it? What does the family exactly want?
They wanted him to serve out his prison term, but if he didn't, they wanted him to serve out his probation term all the way to the
We
end.
don't have that right now.
Yes, sir.
So what is it they
They want him to serve out his probation term, and they don't want him getting judicial clemency at the end of all this. He was convicted. They want that conviction to stand.
anything else? I'm gonna, at this point in time, I'm going like that. But their loss is far greater than yours.